From Studio 3 at Buzz TV, it's The Horse's Mouth with Tom McManus.
All right, welcome into another edition of The Horse's Mouth here on Buzz TV. Of course, we're at Tommy Mack's. We're at my bar, as always. Brought to you by our good friends at the Heritage Capital Group and at Farther. Great to have them on board. We're talking consultants, like when to hire them, when not to hire them, and we got a great panel to talk about it. Let's welcome them in. Head coach Dave Campo is back. Hey, Coach.
Hey, Tom.
How you doing?
I'm good. It's game day.
Our Jags are on a roll, buddy.
Absolutely.
What do you think? Feeling pretty good?
I feel pretty good. I think it's a tough game because,
Yep.
you know, New Orleans is not the easiest place to play. Remember,
I know.
You got Bourbon Street, and they start about 10 in the morning. It's 8
Yeah.
o'clock at night. So, you know, the crowd's pretty fired up, and it's loud.
Loud and big.
But I feel good. If Trevor plays,
Yep.
I feel really good about
How
it.
do you handle when you message to the team when you're banged up? Both teams are banged up, by the way. Their O-line, our O-line, we got some injuries. What do you say to your team? Like,
Well, I
hey,
think
backup stepping up.
Yeah,
Let's
well,
go.
I think you've been talking to your team through the draft or
Yeah.
whatever by
Yeah.
making your football team not just about the top 22. You're making the football team about the whole roster.
Yep.
So, you know, the guys that you have with you, you know, you've got to have confidence in them, and you have to tell the guys, hey, look, it's time to step up. Let's go.
I call them the grunts.
Yeah, absolutely.
I was one.
Yeah.
And every team needs a bunch of grunts.
Well, you weren't a grunt now.
was a
You
grunt.
started
I
for
did,
a lot
but
of
I
ball
had
games.
to also grunt it out, too.
Yeah,
you know,
that's
it's fun.
true.
You want
That's
to know our
true.
role, Coach. It's all
Yeah.
good.
All
Thanks
right.
for being here. Really
Yeah,
appreciate
thank
it.
you.
Steve Langford is here. Hey, Steve.
Hey.
All the way from Canada.
Yeah, that's
wow.
right.
Wow, all
Yep.
right.
Yep, so-
Toronto area? Where
Yeah, Toronto area.
Okay.
I've had 60 addresses in my life, so we don't need to sort of narrow where I'm from. I'm sort of from all over. But
Don't worry,
Yeah.
we won't let
Yeah.
you out.
Yeah.
You're hiding here. I get it. A lot of people come to the bar to hide out, so
Yeah,
you're
yeah,
doing that.
that's good.
I get it. So what kind of consulting are you involved with, Steve?
retail, a lot of retail, and I'm good at efficiencies for people. I come in and I generally come into a business and make people better than they think they can be.
Okay.
And,
in terms of like retail, like
well,
you're selling that type of thing? What do you
Yeah,
sell?
well, retail, grocery, drugstore.
Okay.
I've done startup. I've done a lot of startups, and I work with the university students, entrepreneurs,
Okay.
get them going, and
Cool.
and work with them as well.
That's right. You've been doing that a long time?
Last 10 years.
Okay.
So
Good.
Yeah.
Great to have you on board,
Yeah.
man. Welcome to the United States of America. We
Thank
really
you.
appreciate
Yeah,
it.
happy to be here.
All right, we'll
That's
see you
great.
later. No, just kidding. Mike Muldoon, I'm just kidding. Mike Muldoon is here from MJM Advisors. Hey, Mike.
Hey,
good to
Tom,
see
how
again,
are you,
man.
sir? Good to see
We're
you,
old
too.
friends.
Yes, we are.
You, I don't think I've ever told this story. Oh, I did on on one other form, but you introduced me to Joe Lewis's son.
That's correct.
Boxer.
Yep, Joe Barrow.
Yeah. That was a treat. Holy
yeah.
cow. Joe Lewis, heavyweight champion.
Yes.
One of his sons lives here in Jacksonville.
yeah, I did not know that.
Mike was kind enough to introduce me to him.
Yep, Joe was the CEO for First Tee, just
Yeah,
retired a couple
that's
years
right.
ago. And
That's right.
I love Joe. He's had an impact on millions of kids and communities all over the country.
So my dad used to spar a guy that fought Joe Lewis and lost to him in 1930.
I was going to say,
Back
I don't
in the
think he
Orange
probably,
Juice.
I don't think he probably won.
Really cool. Well, what are you up to now, Mike? What are you up to?
So I retired from PwC,
Right.
PricewaterhouseCoopers. I was a tax partner there, 38-and-a-half-year career in public accounting, all here in Jacksonville. I started a company, MJM Advisors, helping companies with tax issues, business issues.
Cool.
I'm working on with some startups. I'm on the board of 3 or 4 companies, helping them raise money and get across the finish line.
Try not to run out of cash. That's
That's the key.
It is. Even
That's
with
the key.
revenue, the cash flow.
Yeah.
You got to have that straight.
Yep, absolutely.
Right? No
Yep.
doubt about it. Great to have you.
Thank you, sir.
On the show. Daniel, how are you, buddy?
Doing great.
Welcome back to the show. What's
Thanks.
happening?
Yeah,
Doing
same
all right?
old, same old, yeah.
Do you guys
Doing
use
well.
consultants at all? Or?
We actually engage with consultants for our business owner clients quite a bit,
Okay.
right? We're coming in, trying to take that outsider view, that objective, unbiased advice that you can come in and whether it's around the people and ensuring that you have the right team on the bus to hit those goals or increasing revenues, etc.
It's really smart to bring someone in that can assist, that may know that specific expertise better than you, right? And it takes a big person to be like, it's okay, I'm okay. We're going to talk about coaches doing that, but you know what I'm saying? I mean, it does. So it's good that you allow that to happen, right? To make everything go a little bit smoother.
Absolutely. Identify the subject matter expert in the space. Come alongside. You're going to go farther together by bringing somebody else in.
I'm really good at breaking things in homes, so if you ever need a consultant, let me know. Michael, when's a good time to hire a consultant, man? What do you say?
Early on, actually, especially around formation. If you're doing transactions, you can have foot faults along the way if you're not doing things right from a setup standpoint. Shareholders, state, where you operate in states, how you operate in states and stuff, and obviously people and everything all matter, and setup is key.
Yeah, no question about it. How about you? What do you think about that?
Well, I agree. I've done a fair number of startup, and often at startup, you've got someone who's really brilliant on an idea, no ability and no knowledge of how to execute it. Yeah. So you get step by step, put a process together for them, and help them build the business. And often you have to give them the confidence. Yep. Often they know more than they even realize they do, especially with the young students that I work with and what have you.
So I have a consulting LLC. I view it more as just a connector, though. Like I'm just connecting people that I think will be a good fit. I do manage it, right? So I make sure that everyone's doing what they have to do and everyone's treating each other the right way. But that's my kind of consultant, right? Sure. Yeah, no doubt. Well, great to have you on the show, Coach. We'll wrap it up with you, man. You've been a consultant. You've been a coach. You consulted for USC before. Was that your last one? Yeah. Been a coach, of course. Head coach of the Cowboys. You've been all over the league. But when's a good time for a coach to bring? And does it take an ego to be like, move the ego out of the way, let this consultant come in and really help me out?
Well, I think the biggest thing is that, in the NFL now, it's senior assistants.
Right.
And then, on the college level, it's a consultant. And really what you're doing is you're another set of eyes that is not directly involved with the players. You're coaching the coaches, basically. And what you're doing is you're usually it's an old-timer, right? That has a little bit of experience, but it has to be the right fit. When I first went to USC, the first thing I did was went to every coach and I said, guys, let me say something to you. I'm not here to take your job.
No, right.
I'm here to make your job effective.
Yeah.
And so
a lot of those assistants are on.
Yeah, well, they're nervous because that's the nature of the business. What have you done for me lately? And they see a guy coming in that's been in 3 Super Bowls or whatever. There's a little bit of concern there.
Absolutely.
But Bob Sutton, who's over at the Jaguars. Bob was a defensive coordinator for years, and the first thing he did this year was walk in, and he put a T-shirt in everybody's locker. Takeovers. Take the ball over.
Take it over.
And that's
just leading the league.
That is something that a defensive coordinator would be more involved in. Here's what you need to do and whatever. So it's just an advisor to help
Bob
out.
Sutton's on. I mean, we're leading the league with 15 takeaways.
Absolutely.
So he might be on the verge of consultant of the year. I'm going for it.
We got to keep it going, and he will.
That's
I guarantee you.
Well, thanks for being here, guys. Really appreciate that. Hey, make sure you check out their profiles right there at iwannabuzz.com. You'll see this conversation. You'll see all kinds of conversations at my bar, at Tommy Max, and you too can sit right here and tell your story. So until next time, y'all be safe and stay cool out there. We'll see you right here on The Horse's Mouth. Cheers.
The team at Heritage Capital Group is special because it's a collection of people across the spectrum.
We have people who have been in the shoes of owners that are looking to buy and sell, and professionals that have executed transactions helping buy and sell companies for decades.
I think when you talk to us, see what our experience is, see what our skills are, see the reach that we have, you'll be very happy with the recommendation.